Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, it's our first video here. Hope you guys are doing good. We're on the way to the gym, so let me take you guys through what we're going to be doing today. I'm sorry if it's a bit loud, we're getting used to this whole thing, but currently on my way to the gym. In case you're curious why I have a katana strapped to my back, it is an umbrella. I do promise you that much. It is, in fact, an umbrella. Just move past this car here. So, it is leg day today at the gym. I'm currently recovering from, well, to be honest with you, a bit of a strange goings on with my spine. I got a bit of a weird sensation, not quite pain, but a bit of discomfort in one of my vertebrae. So I'm recovering from whatever the fuck that is. I was thinking that I might this week not do squats, but to be honest with you, it feels okay. So I'm just going to feel it out and see how we go. Also, I feel like my squatting pattern has gotten much, much better over time, really. So I do feel quite comfortable doing that. But yeah, we're going to be walking on in here. I probably won't record for the whole way in because that'll be like the entire video. But main aims here, we've got squats. We're looking to, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here. We're in a calorie deficit. So I think we've been now for about 4 weeks, and this is the 4th week, and we got 3 more weeks of it, or 2-3 more weeks of it. That sounds about right. Maybe 3 weeks, something like that. It was supposed to be 6 or 7 weeks. I'm in a deficit with the purposes of freeing up fat mass after the Christmas period, which I know is a strange thing to talk about, considering that it's March. But I've been holding on to a lot of extra mass since then, and I definitely want to free that up. So, well, not only because it's, not holidays, summer and whatnot, and you want to look good with your shirt off, but also it's that pushing of the boundaries of going and taking, what you've already done and taking it a little bit further each time, so that I can, okay, here we go. I've got, maybe this much of, fat mass, and I've dieted down to this much. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to do it again in a few months' time, and I'm going to go even lower than I was before, and it's continuing that habit of just chipping into things. I'm not one who is probably able to, or not willing to at the very least, go and... Where the fuck's my camera going? There it is. I'm trying out the face tracking. I'm not someone who's very comfortable, going for 3 months straight on a calorie deficit. I've tried it, and I've had better results each time I've reduced the amount of time I'm in a calorie deficit. So that's the aim here, 6 weeks, mini cut, free up as much mass as possible, and then see what we go from there. I'm already in really good progress, so I'm really, really happy with what I'm doing. And again, I want to spend most of my time increasing strength and size, so I want to make sure that this is as necessary as possible, and not just, for aesthetic reasons, even though that is a really nice benefit of getting lean. I'm not getting super lean, but I am getting lean. Currently, I am about 85.5 kilos, and I don't have a goal weight. I think having a goal weight, unless it's for competition purposes, is probably a bad pitfall to fall into, because you focus so heavily on it that you miss the forest for the trees, in my opinion. You should be, enjoying the process of I am getting lean, and I should enjoy that, as opposed to being oh my gosh, how long until I get to this goal weight? Just enjoy the process. Give yourself a time period and just see how it goes. The slower you do things over the longer period of time, the more likely it is to happen. And I've been doing this for a little while now, so I hope I know a thing or two about it. But that's the high and low of what we're at currently. We got squats. We have, as of last week, hit kind of the maximum performance metrics. I've started dropping off in performance now because of the calorie deficit. So I want to be really mindful of the volume that I'm including into my sets and how I feel like I'm going to be able to recover. Because I have a few injuries going on all the time, I want to manage that, I want to conserve what I'm doing, be a bit conservative about myself. I'm going to just see what it is that's kind of necessary and go from there. So squats, we're going to aim for 4 reps of squats. I've previously been aiming for this weight for 5 reps, but I only made 3 last time, so we're going to aim for 4 reps on squats, single set, with an extra myo rep at the end. you're unfamiliar with what that is, it's where you just stop for a little bit and then you go again. I'm not going to be doing any extra eccentrics after that, I don't think. Maybe if I get that Maya rep, I may just do a lower, but other than that, nothing else. And then into RDL or SLDLs. These are just to help out with my my hamstring injury. We'll be doing hopefully 5 reps of that. And then we'll go into a lying hamstring curl. I do both of these because I do feel like hamstrings are a weak point of mine. So I've got a little bit more volume from there, but again, focusing mainly on the concentric movements and not the overloading of the eccentrics, because I don't know if I'll be able to recover from them in my given condition. Then we finish off with, and I don't know how much of this latter part I'll record, I've got some plantar work, so for the front side of the lower leg, and also some abdominal work, but we'll see how busy the gym is and if I'm able to set you guys up somewhere. And that's the whole thing. That's what we'll be doing. I will stretch out after that and we'll probably do a little walk home, but we'll just see how that goes and what we want to do about whatever the hell we got going on. But I'm really excited, you know, I really enjoy training. It's a lovely day now. The umbrella was fun. In case you were curious, actually I can't lower you because you're locked onto my face, but it is an umbrella. It's just a Katana umbrella. I fucking love them. They are just cool. I think that's enough. Anyway, I'm gonna record other videos. I'll see you guys in the gym for squat set 1 of 1. Let's go. Okay. It's go time. We've got 127.5 kilos loaded on the bar. We're gonna see how we do. Again, we're gonna be doing 3 reps, maybe 4 reps, rack, go again for like a 1 rep, maybe a rep and a half. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Let's cue the music and lock and load, I guess.
But he got away with it for decades. Is he prison? Or possibly released. People get no one stops him getting away with it. He had the Hollywood investing millions. Name of it in the 1900s. His scam was he was able to get 25-30% return on investments.
Well,
really? You forgot to stand back up, mate.
I know. That was the easiest part.
You're looking so cozy down
That's all you have to do is just stand back up. There we are. 3 reps. Then we rack. And we do another. There we are. Okay. So, a really good 3 reps, but didn't quite have that 4th rep. Maybe it's because I was going for the pause. Who knows? Let's go for 1 more. Okay. Hell yeah.
Stop pausing, man.
Why?
You would have got that if you had
Listen, you know, the pause.
45 minutes.
We live for the pause. We fail for the pause.
Why?
I just enjoy it, man. The pause to me takes away from that stretch shortening cycle utilization, but
Yeah. Yeah. Why is that a good thing?
give me a second. Well, because I'm not training to transition force, I'm just training to exert it. I want to...
Fits. What would train to exert more force? Lifting a heavier weight or lifting a lighter weight?
Well, bar nothing. Always lifting a heavier weight and moving it concentrically. Absolutely.
And how do you exert a more powerful concentric contraction?
Well, if you use that stretch shortening cycle, you definitely would do it.
Exactly. So you can lift more weight with a stretch reflex,
Yeah.
and since you're training to produce more force, you can use your stretch reflex. That's what God put it there for.
You know, when you put it like that, you make a very compelling argument.
It's almost like he's not making it up on the hoof.
It really is. It also doesn't help that I know that like that's true because I also have made the conscious decision to not use it.
Well, as long as you're aware of it, you're deliberately making
Yeah.
yourself weaker. In the name of making yourself stronger. Carry on.
Surely it's not making yourself weaker any more than doing a full squat as part of the consistent exercise of making yourself weaker.
Yes, but that's not your assistance exercise, is it?
I mean, no, this is a squat. Yeah.
That's his meat and potatoes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's a good thing to question.
Your pause squats are garnish.
My pause squats, I enjoy pausing.
I know what you mean. I like a pause squat.
I just feel like it means I've.
You like a pause squat?
Yeah.
It's 35 kilos lighter than your regular
Ladies and gentlemen, after discussion with one of the coaches here at the gym, I think I will be not fully converting away from pause squats, but I will simply maybe use those last ones, the myo reps that I try and do. Maybe those will be ones that we don't quite pause on. You know what I mean? I really like the argument, in case you weren't familiar, when you go through a period of stretching and then shortening, so like going through anything which has, well, a lengthened position and a shortened position, you can utilize something called the stretch shortening cycle, which is a part of your systemic activations to be able to move weight. And it allows you to produce more force on the concentric basically after a stretch. The contraction after a stretch, if you go into it, is more forceful. You can exert more force. I deliberately pause my stuff to try and eliminate that because I want to just do the concentric stuff. However, the argument presented is, of course, if you use the stretch shortening cycle, you can just move more weight. And if you can move more weight, you can produce more force. So it's like the redundancy of like my argument as to why I was doing the pause reps, which is an interesting thing to think about, in my opinion. I do, however, like the idea of the pause reps for injury prevention, but I suppose, yeah, for maximal force output, checks out. That's a science lesson with Briz. Checking out. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to hop into some straight leg deadlifts, SLDLs. This is one which I am only including in my program at the moment because of injury to like my right glute / hamstring. I think that the process of hinging is really good to kind of help that out, but yeah, we'll have to see how we do. Currently we have like 117, I think, on the bar. I'll check that. Give me a sec. We have on the bar 117.5. So that's what we're working with today. We're looking for 5 reps if we can, and we're going to go from there. Main things for me, gonna chalk up. I had another one of these wrist wraps somewhere. I don't know where it's gone. I'll have to have a look for that real quick. But anyway, I'm gonna have a look at my wrist wrap and I will be back when I found it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're borrowing some wraps and we're gonna go for 5 reps. See how we do.
I'm pretty sure I can enumerate what makes someone want to do this. And that is, doesn't
Oh, good stuff. Oh man. I felt a bit lopsided, but I think it's just my injury. On the whole, I'm actually really happy about that. That was actually a really good set. So again, we're gonna take a little rest, and then we're gonna go for hopefully just one more rep. And we'll see how we do that. But yeah, on the whole, I'm very happy with how today's going. And I will continue this discussion after. Good stuff. Right. Let's unload this. That was really quite wonderful. I think the number of reps that I'm doing is definitely helping out with recovering from my injury. And I think pairing this with what I'm about to do next, which is laying curls, is a nice thing to do, just to make sure that you're, getting the hamstrings in. I think the shorten and the lengthen position. But on the whole, really enjoying it. Again, things you need to be thinking about when you're doing this is just pushing yourself to failure. In the complex exercises, that can be a bit scary. I know there's a lot of you who are new to going to the gym, and the idea of saying failure is like, oh, I'm going to hurt myself. You're not going to hurt yourself. You're not strong enough to hurt yourself. Respectfully. So, train hard. Train with high intensity, low volume, high frequency if you can. And train to failure. Anyway, I'm going to go rack all these. See you soon. Right, so we're going to go on to our leg curls now. I did just record this, but I didn't have this little thing with me. Same things apply. 4 reps, go to failure, and we're currently just seeing what the weight's like, because we've been doing this for more reps previously, but this is the point where our performance dropped off, so I'm just seeing if I can still get it, or if I need to lower the weight. That's all there really is to it. So let's lower you guys down, and get into this, shall we? That's all there really is to it. Okay. We're going to take just a little rest, as we normally do, and then we go again. That may have looked a bit rushed, I understand, but new evidence from one of my new favorite scientific creators suggests that the amount of time under tension can accumulate a lot more damage than what's good for you. So we're just trying to do strong muscle contractions. Now let's see if we can get a few more. Holy fuck. That'll fucking do. Holy shit. Okay. that was pretty fucking good. So, again, main aim, just to get some good contractions, man. That's it. Strong contractions, good concentric movement. That's it. We got 5. Well, we got 4 and a bit. 5 didn't really count. But that was, I'm happy with that. I think I got a good deal of length. I don't think I spent too long in the bottom position, didn't pause the rep for too long, which is the theme of this video, is maybe not pausing the reps. And I'm just overall pretty happy with it. One thing I have noticed is that my Comic-Con cannot come soon enough, man. My hair has gotta get the chop. But what are you gonna do about it, right? Anyway, onwards. I don't know if I'll film these next few ones, because they're a little bit boring. But if I do, so be it. If not, I'll catch you after the gym. Okay, this is a little bit of a strange angle, I know, but I'm doing my plantar work, so it's gonna be a little bit funky. The main aims for this is just to strengthen, again, an injury, big surprise. I actually have a torn retinaculum, which is the tendon which holds all your shit together. My one is fucking got a tear in it, so I got a really unsteady ankle. I've been doing this, sorry, my gimbal is being a little funky. There he is. I've been doing this for a little while now to make sure that my, to make sure that everything surrounding that tissue is strong enough. This I'm looking for probably 3 reps on, so we're gonna have to see how that goes. No idea how we'll do per se, but I'm gonna give it a whirl. I do these heavier normally because I like the eccentrics, but I think I will start doing more volume because it's just good. Again, my gimbal is being a little bit funky. Apologies for that. And yeah, we're just gonna give this a whirl. Let me just double check. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Let's get into this. Okay, I was able to do a lot more of these, thankfully. I forgot I was trying with the 16s. This is 14 kilo kettlebell. I was previously doing the 16s. Too heavy. So again, with these, we're not looking to accumulate sensation in the muscle. We're just looking to move the weight. Because sensation does not matter. Sensation is just another thing that's going to be impeding our ability to work. Okay. Holy shit. Okay. That was really good. That was like 5 or 6 reps. Okay. So, we're gonna, again, just wait for a little bit less time than I normally would, because this is a very, very isolated exercise. And we're gonna go into another rep, because I find them valuable, or at least I've recently, found that they have improved my performance quite nicely by including them in my schedule. And sorry for the funny faces. You're going to be seeing a lot of them if you stick around. Come on. Good stuff. Okay, that was wonderful. That was really, really good work. We're going to try and do the same now with our other leg. Get the same amount of work done. The main thing, again, I'm not too familiar with all of the technical like feedback loops that I should be telling you guys about, like afferent feedback and the calcium ion influx and stuff like that. So When I am more educated on that, I will let you know, but it is something we are trying to prevent, and sensation in a muscle, any sensation, good or bad, is treated the same and is a net negative on our ability to produce force. So that's why we're just looking to remove the weight, which is why you see me making that funny face every now and then, because I'm really trying to focus my intention on moving the fucking weight. Oh man, my hair is so emo at the moment. It's a necessary evil. Good. Come on. There we go. Okay. Good. Come on. Good. Okay. Fuck. Okay, that was good. We're going to do another wrap. Again, in just a little bit. But that's really, really good. It's good to see. This is definitely the more appropriate weight for me. 16 is way too heavy. So let's let's go again. Again, looking for maybe just 1 or 2 more reps here. We're just trying to eke out that last little bit of performance. So prepare for some funny faces.
Where's the bag in my bench press?
Okay, not quite. That's fine. Okay, good stuff. That's fucking excellent. Oh, good shit. Good shit. So again, apologies for the weird ass angle, but what are you gonna do, right? That was some really good work for my plantar work. Again, it's just good. Keep your ankles healthy. I find that my squats have improved also a lot since I've been able to stabilize my ankles in those bottom positions, because my ankles aren't caving around and whatnot. And of course, if I didn't do squats, it wouldn't be an issue, but I like doing squats, so fuck you gonna do, right? The next thing we're gonna be doing is the last set of today, and this has dragged on a lot longer, so I'm not sure how often I will be doing these videos. I probably won't do them every session, maybe every other session, but yeah, the last thing we've got to do is some abdominal work. So we're gonna clear up and maybe readjust, and I'll see if I can get some filming for that. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. These are my disembodied legs. I hope you are doing well. This is the final bit of our final set. We're gonna be doing some core work. We're looking for 4 reps out of this. We'll just see how it goes. Whew. Here we go. Oh fuck. Okay. Well, there we are. That's all we were able to manage. That's okay. We'll do again, same again, as we always have. We're gonna do 1 more rep in a little bit. And then maybe do some bodyweight ones. We'll see. That's fine. These are always a bit difficult and I haven't chalked up. Forgot to do that, so I'm not gonna bother doing it now because it's my last set. Let's try and get 1 more rep out of this. I think I can, but I'm gonna move you guys. At least I'm gonna move my voice a little bit more over here. There we go. I'm deep inside my chin before.
Build up, yes. So you're more liable to just sort of pulling things out of touch. The thing about muscle joints having set yet, but also general position.
There we go. Not quite. That's not right.
I just need to not feel like every minute I've got out of it. So it's sticking to my chin.
Failure has been achieved. Good job. Hell yeah. There we are. That's that. We're all done. That's everything. It's the whole session. Now all we got to do is stretch out and head home. I will not be showing you stretching out, but no, it is equally as important as everything I've done here today. And yeah, we'll have a little reconvene, maybe a pose down in a little bit. But for now, I'm gonna clean up and get out of here in a little bit. So, see you then. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. We're currently walking home. I told you, there's an umbrella. Now, today's session was really, really interesting. Of course, first time I was recording, and there was a lot of interaction with other people. There was a lot of stuff going on as well. And yeah, it was interesting. So the first thing first is I'm not sure how much of the actual squat set or post-squat set you guys were able to hear, but I was having a conversation with one of the guys who I met there last week. You may have seen my TikTok video about this really kind gentleman who I met after a really horrible gentleman. That was him. He was Jack. He's one of the trainers there, one of the coaches. And he's very, very knowledgeable, of course. He's very, very strong, muscular. He's a large dude. And I mean that in the most respectful way possible. So, he was saying how, you know, you gotta stop pausing your squats because, you know, you could lift more if you just didn't. And I was like, we had a conversation about why I do it. And I kind of talked myself back around into, you know, his rationale, which is a good thing because I'm making a conscious choice not to do it. So let me take you guys through that a little bit as well. So when doing an exercise, if there is a stretch or an eccentric before a concentric part of the movement, like a squat, you can utilize something called the stretch shortening cycle to produce more force. It's basically saying that if you stretch a muscle before contracting it, you can produce more force. This is the same principle that applies to, you know, gymnasts when they take off, or any jump or any flip or anything like that. It all uses the stretch shortening cycle. So I made the conscious decision to not do it because I like to pause during the concentric portion of the movement, stop the movement, and go again, because I think it's a really good indicator of control over the weight. Now, however, if your goal is obviously to, you know, improve, get stronger, that kind of thing, put on more muscle, which is my goal, put on more muscle, then you are limiting the amount of work you can do, because if you utilize the stretch shortening cycle, you could do more work, you could do more reps. And as I've learned very much at the moment, the eccentric portion of the movement is a lot less beneficial to a trained lifter such as myself compared to the concentric portion of the movement, which is something I've been focusing on eccentrics for years now. So that's a bit of a setback in terms of methodology, but that's okay. That's part of learning, it's part of enjoying lifting. Does it mean the last few years were a waste? No, I've made new decisions to do new things now, and that's okay. And there was this interesting conversation about, you know, how I should be lifting more weight, because there was this other gentleman who was 42 years old, and he was squatting the same way I was, and other weights higher than mine that I'd chosen. I'm not sure how many reps he was doing, but he was getting some good reps out, and he's apparently done this in the last like 7 months or so. And it was that conversation of, you know, oh well. And they asked how old I am, I said I was 24, and this 20-year-old guy was like, well, he's very strong, his name's Jeffrey, he's very, very strong, fair play to him. I admire his work quite a bit, and they were saying how, you know, you should be stronger, and I think should is a really toxic word to use. I'm not agreeing or disagreeing, I think I could be stronger, definitely. But this is the path that I've walked, and here I am right now, you know? And I can be stronger now, and I think that's a really important thing to take away, is that a lot of people will have opinions about what you can or could or might do, but all that matters is what you do at the end of the day, where you go from here. So it doesn't matter if I should be stronger, I can be stronger, and I now have information which will make me stronger. So I'm gonna use that much, you know, that's good enough for me. The rest of my session was really, really good. It was a much slower session today though, because obviously we're getting used to filming, but I really enjoyed it. We're gonna do a little pose down when we get into the house, but I had a really, really good time and I enjoyed filming. I hope you guys enjoyed the little time that I spent as well. some of the main points when lifting. You want to be lifting with really high intensity. You do that by training in close proximity to failure. Now, there is evidence to show that you don't have to be in close proximity to failure, but why risk not doing it, right? That's my opinion all the time, is that you can never guarantee anything. We all kind of respond a little bit differently to little different things, so experiment. But the general consensus for human beings is that we respond to intensity really well. Intensity, frequency, and then volume, in that order. And intensity is derived by how much effort you're able to put in and how close to failure you're able to get. Failure is the metric, the final output that you get to be like, okay, was I training with high intensity? In a lifting context, did I reach failure? Is that yes or no answer, basically. As for other things, frequency is good. Frequency is how much you do things throughout the week. Volume is obviously how much of something you do. I'm a little bit limited in the capacity that I'm able to do only about a single set at the moment. If I was able to do this full time, I would probably be able to do more work, but that's a different conversation for a different time, I think. I am very happy with what I'm doing. I'm proud to see progress now, but if I can give you one thing to take away from this, log your workouts. I want you to log everything from how much weight you were using, on what exercise, how many reps you did, how many sets did you do, actually, in order of what I do, I would log weight, reps, number of extra reps if you're going to do just a single set, and then number of eccentric reps if you go beyond that, but I would say that's not necessary anymore given the information I've learned. And then have a look at sets as well, and have a see. No worries, go right ahead. And just have a see what of that is improving from week to week. For me, that's what I track. I track my weight, reps, extra reps, or the myo reps, which I've described them as, and then sets. Not sets, sorry, extra eccentrics. But now I'm gonna probably not do those. In any case, we're gonna cut to me being in my house, and we'll have a good little pose down, good little see about what we want to do, all things of that nature. So let's cut to that.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back here now, ready to do a little bit of posing down, but let's talk about some of the stuff that we had a really good time of today, because I know I kind of finished it up a little bit earlier, but we worked really hard. We trained to failure on every single movement. We've readjusted kind of what weight we want to use. A lot of the weight that we're using today was a little bit too heavy for our use case. However, with the kind of adjustment that we want to do with maybe moving towards more stretch shortening cycle movements and less of the kind of pause, which, by the way, for those of you who are curious, for something like a stretch shortening cycle movement, the squat itself, when you come down to here and you stop and you move back up, let me actually decenter myself here so you guys can see. Moving down into the deep position, this is the stretch. The shortening comes when you push back up. And the really important thing to cue is make sure that you're, accelerating up. So you're down and up. And that's a really good method of reutilizing force and just producing a lot more force. It is a way that, power lifters compete and things like that. We don't do pause, people don't do pause reps in those kinds of scenarios. But for me personally, I've always really enjoyed pause reps. So it's something I'll need to be, having a think about, having a look at, but I think I want to try doing some more stretch shortening cycle work just to see how it feels, because it's been a very long time since I've even implemented those things. It's been over like 3 years now, so we'll have a see. But we had some really good performance markers. Again, I'm only doing one set of things at the moment because, a little tease, because I don't think I have the time to do more than that. I have other things to do throughout my day, if you can believe it. But let's do some posing. I'll try and stay in frame. Actually, I'm going to keep my Dragon Ball slippers on because I desire that. So, again, I'm not necessarily that good at posing, but currently I think my legs do need a little bit more time in the oven of the calorie deficit. They're getting leaner, definitely. I think I remember when I got to 84 kilos is when I had some really, really good separation in my legs, just passively. I don't feel like I've kind of got that going just yet. A lot of the weight I've currently lost is in my abdomen, which is absolutely fine. But we are here. Let's bring you guys in a little bit if I can. Here we go. Getting the main meat and potatoes here. Calves have got some beautiful, beautiful separation going on. I'm really, really quite happy with what we got going on here. We've got some nice horseshoes at the back there, which is super, super nice. For our hamstrings, it's really difficult to pose hamstrings for me, but hey, you know, they are certainly there. I imagine one of the poses is probably like so, but again, I think I've got maybe a bit of separation coming in over here, but I think I'd have to get my legs much, much leaner to see any good separation. My quads, though, always seem to develop a nice bit of work here. So we've got, you know, the separation here, and then we've got, I think this is the rectus femoris muscle in the center here, which is getting quite, you know, getting a lot of show, a lot of love, which is good. Yeah, you know, I feel like this is something that's worth talking about, but let's actually do a full no talking. Good stuff. There we are. So let's have a little discussion here. Bring you guys up. I am 24 years old. I've studied sport and exercise science. I graduated with a first class honours degree, and I've not been good at lifting my whole life. I've not been good at lifting. It always feels like I've only been like just now getting good at lifting. And I think that's a really important thing to talk about, especially with the conversation that I went to earlier about you should be doing this, or you should be here, or you should have this. Like, I think it's a really bad rhetoric to have, simply because this is where you are, right? Everything you've done in the past is your past. And I think using adjectives like should, and especially in the context of like the scenario that I was in today, I think it's a very valuable constructive feedback of what I should do to improve. However, it can be framed in the wrong way. And you can interpret that as well in the wrong way. And what I mean by that is, when you say that you should have or do something or should be somewhere, it implies that you are the problem now. Like, the person you are now, no matter how healed they are, is the problem, which I think isn't fair. Who you are now is trying their best to keep being the person they want to be, and, you know, to do that. The person you were didn't have the resources to get to even where you are now. They had to work to get here. They had to build each moment of themselves to get here, and to imply that the person you are now should be somewhere else, I think that's really an unfair thing to put on yourself. And this is the thing. With lifting, there's always going to be someone stronger than you. With anything, there's always going to be someone who's subjectively better or objectively better at the thing that you're doing, and that's okay. One of the things, again, this may just be me being a little bit in my feelings, and I think that's okay, is that I am just a little bit on the like muscular side. I'm not the most muscular, I'm not even the most strong. However, because of potentially the way I look or some other things, this is just an observation, other people may expect other things from you, and that is their thing to fall short on. You do not owe anyone else anything more than what you can give, and what you can give is a product of your work, and you should be proud of that. Where I am now is a product of my work. I am proud of that. I do also acknowledge that I could have done other work and I might have gotten to somewhere else. But that's not where I am, and that's okay. With that being said, I've really enjoyed the conversation of what I could do to be better in spite of my beliefs and my preferences. Because that's a really interesting thing to temper, is instead of going into like that you should be doing this, or like the person you are is like the problem, the method you're using is the problem. It's a really nice thing to critique, because I really enjoy intellectual discussion, and making choices when you're informed is a really nice thing to do. And the conversations that I had today regarding things like the stretch shortening cycle were super valuable to me in what I'm going to be doing going forward. Because I want to just see if it produces better results. I am someone who has a lot of pains, a lot of injuries. I'm not everyone. I'm not even me all the time. I'm whoever I am in every moment. I'm not whoever I've been. That's a really complex way of saying things. But I don't have the body that every other person does. You don't have my body. I don't have your body. What we're capable of may require other things. It may require more attention in certain areas, and that's okay. That's absolutely fine. I haven't lifted heavy because I've been injured a lot of my life. It's been a real thing for me to battle and work through. I haven't done things because I've been scared of them because of my injuries or my, other stuff that I've had. And that's a fair thing. I'm actually not someone who's very knowledgeable about how to recover from injuries because I'm still doing it. Not very successfully either. But I am going to keep learning. And I think that's really important. I think you can as well. You don't have to be the best at something to do that thing. I'm not the best at lifting. I'm not the best at putting on muscle. I'm not the best at losing fat mass. I'm not the best at eating in a calorie deficit, eating in a calorie surplus. I'm not the best at finishing a video. So, I'm just going to do what I can, and everything else we'll just keep working on.